Have you had enough? Are you tired? What do you want? All big but necessary questions. Another is, what are you doing to get there? Another, what's the problem? Me. I'm the problem. I'm not where I want to be in life, and it's my fault. And that's just me taking responsibility for myself and my life. How things go as far as on the outside is not in my control, but how I respond is, and I don't always have the best responses. So when I was younger, I had this friend who basically told me, in short, something that I only, I didn't really understand at the time until this phase of my life, of course. And I'd actually forgotten about it. But recently, maybe like a month or so ago, I was on Instagram just scrolling, and there was this woman giving an interview. And I wish I could remember what the interview was, but I just kind of sat there for a second and watched it and then just kept scrolling, if I remember. I don't know if it's like in my saved or not, but this is what I'm talking about. So basically, she reminded me of this conversation that I had with this friend, and she said something along the lines of, I'm not currently the person that is supposed to hold the weight of my dreams, that I would destroy everything as I am now. And I didn't get that until recently, because when I was younger, I'm like, what do you mean the holding the weight? What are you doing? Because I wanted so badly for things to start happening for me, I was in a completely different state of mind, state of body, stuff going on, and I remember really just complaining a lot when I was younger of me trying and doing and nothing really working out, yet I was seeing other people in the same field as me that I wanted having the success, and wondering why is the success not hitting me? I'm progressing and everything else. And I actually remember on my TikTok, I posted this video about me not using a skill from 10 years prior, that was taught to me by a professor that basically told me that I would never be successful and I would never get hired for all this other stuff, yada yada yada. And I made this man eat his words out of spite, basically. So I'm progressing. I should be, I'm watching this person do this and this person do this, and they're not more of this, that, and the other. And that's when she stopped, and she was just like, well, you're just not this. I don't remember the entire conversation, but I remember this bit. And it's if you were given this gift too early, then you would just destroy it. So basically for me, and actually, you know what? It's funny. I just thought about it. There's many things in my life that I wanted that I couldn't be given or couldn't happen for me in different spaces and places of my life because I would destroy everything. Someone actually told me this. They were just it's basically giving a 5-year-old a Lambo and expecting them to not destroy the car. Can you imagine a 5-year-old who has never driven a car before being given something really expensive, right? And the reason that I'm using Lambo specifically is because a Lambo is a very expensive car. It's a status symbol. It's a wealth symbol given to a 5-year-old who doesn't know how to drive, doesn't know the value of the car, doesn't know anything. And you're like, hey, yeah, we're gonna, you can be taught how to turn it on and everything else, but without training, without value, without any type of responsibility, that kid is going to destroy the car and probably destroy themselves in the process. And that's the nice way of putting it. That has literally just been me for years, of me being a fucking 5-year-old expecting a Lambo and not actually understanding the full weight of what I was asking for. And I didn't understand. Like, I was told this years ago, when I was in college, and I'm definitely not in college anymore. And now I get it. And I was reminded of it like last month, because I completely forgot about this. But yeah, I was not the person, and I'm honestly at this point in my life taking this responsibility. I'm still just not the person that's built to carry the weight, because I just haven't done the stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I have my issues, I have my things, and going through the process of working through those things is not easy. In fact, there's this quote actually just about growth that I feel is so significant. I don't know who said, actually, you know what? Let me actually look it up real quick before I say that, because I think I saw it on Instagram and I wrote it down, but it didn't actually say who wrote it. So give me a second. I'm gonna look it up real quick. And I don't type super slow like this. I just have nails on and it's harder for me to do it. Who wrote it? Okay, so I don't... So there's a couple of different things. I'm seeing like a news article with that from Medium, Lance Baker. I don't know if he's the one that like wrote the quote or if he like copied it, but it says it was 4 years old. And it also says there's a post on LinkedIn from Maria Paola Gatti. That also says the same thing. There's some Reddit posts. There's something from mindful.org that says psychologist Diana Hill shares 6 strategies to help you lean into discomfort. I don't know exactly who wrote it, but that's what's coming up. There's also something akin to what I was going to say. So basically the quote is, or maybe it's just a title, I'm not sure, your growth is proportionate to your willingness to embrace discomfort. And there's also something along the lines of your growth is proportionate to your willingness to face yourself, right? Which is along the same lines, because facing yourself is just not a fun process. It is painful. Like a couple of days ago, I was thinking about something and I was like, ooh, I don't like that thought. Is that like a thing for me? Is this like a recurring thing for me that I have to deal with? So now I'm gonna like start the process of like trying to debone that and see, you know, where does this go and everything else. And I've gotten to that point by taking responsibility for myself. And also accepting myself and just the reality that every part of me is just not going to be so pretty, but I have to take responsibility for it and what I like and don't like about it, and see what I can do with this, or if this is something that I need to challenge or change, right? But that's really important, because you basically saying to yourself, or me saying to myself, I'm not the person that is built to carry the weight. It's not fun. Like, people want their dreams to happen so badly, and will change nothing. Like, everyone wants to be an overnight success. Everyone wants to be a Cinderella story, but that's just not, like, you see these people that end up being famous and get all this money and then they crash out. because you were given something too early. And that really sucks because you want everything that you want at that very moment, at that time. Like, even now, I'm in this process of healing, and I had to face like a really hard truth last week because, I'm doing so well in my PT, and I'm doing my PT exercises, and I try to do my best to stay on top of myself and, eat healthy and nutritious and drink my water, even though it's really hard to drink water. Because some people don't like plain water, and I have to get used to it. So I've been trying different ways to hack myself. And I'm like, I want to push more. I want to keep progressing. And like one of my PTs was like, what are you expecting right now? You just had a major surgery. And this is not even the first time I've been told this, but it's just for a different reason. You are like, I'm not even at the halfway point of healing yet. This is not going to be an easy process. You're going to have to do a lot of work to, like, this is not going to be speedy. You're going to have to do this every day, and work on this every day. Why are you expecting this to be this really quick process? This was never going to be a really quick process. This is going to be a hard process that is going to take time. It's going to take months. Why would you think this would? And they didn't say it like that, but basically, like, this is me saying to myself, why did you think this was going to be quick? Why did you think this was, like, you were literally told up front that this was going to be a long process. And I think it's just because I was supposed to be doing something else right now. And I know that I'm grateful for the gift of time, because I can really sit down and do things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And I can spend hours doing this and trying to figure out ways to hack myself and all this, like, basically a whole bunch of stuff that I should have did in school that I didn't do, that I'm trying to figure out now that I'm like in a different headspace and emotional space, and also physical space. I was supposed to be somewhere else doing something else. And I got so tied into like the progress of like, oh, look how well you're doing everything else. And, was like, no, this is going to take a while, babe. This is not going to be an easy process. Like, you're doing great, but you're doing great, like, at the level that you're at right now. There's still so much that you can't do. Like, I'm literally thinking about, it's like, I think they said one day, like, it's you're like learning to walk away again, which technically I am. Like, I know how to walk, but walking correctly, actually engaging certain muscles, all this other stuff. Some of my muscles are just like gone, and I have to work to get them back, and it's like, yeah, they'll come back eventually. So it's getting so tied to the progress and wanting everything to be super quick and fast is like, it's just not realistic. And don't get me wrong, some success can be completely unrealistic, and some things are a Cinderella story, and some things just aren't. Some things are just going to have to be like this enduring process, and you're just going to have to keep working at it until you get it. So yeah, coming to that point of saying you're not the person yet is rough, because you want things to happen right now and they're not happening. Definitely not on your time schedule. Like, I'm doing all this stuff right now where I'm going into things and doing things and being brave and putting my face out there so that I can get certain things that I want, so that I can change my life, and wanting everything to happen overnight. And I'm literally still in the process of learning certain things. Like, I am creating content now. And now that I'm actually like putting in the work of creating content and staying on top of myself, I'm really realizing just how much work content creators actually put into make things happen for them and make things work. Because I'm like, okay, so this is how this works. Oh, you have to schedule this. Oh, you have to write. Like, I'm literally sitting here making outlines and writing scripts so that I'm not just rambling, like literally how I'm rambling right now. Because I have an outline, but then as more ideas come up, I'm like, oh, let me talk about that. Or like figuring out the timing of things, or how much time should be on certain things, how I need to cut things, things that I should say, things that I shouldn't say, what content is going where and what kind of content, what's the schedule like, am I filming all day, am I writing all day, am I figuring this out all day, what am I doing, the times that I'm working out or like doing PT. I have alarms on my phone to like remind me, all right, cool, time to do this another set of PT again. Okay, cool, do it again. Are you icing? Are you not icing? I'm like, there is so much work that goes into it, and I'm realizing just how much I was not doing before. Like, that is rough. I kind of want to cry saying it now, because I'm like, how dare you? I mean, like, don't get me wrong. You should dare to dream and you should dare to want more. But I just feel really fucking stupid. Like, I feel stupid because I'm like, girl, you weren't doing much of anything. Like, I'm realizing it now that I'm like, how dare you? You weren't putting in the hours, you weren't putting in the work, you weren't like really doing, like, you're complaining about something that's not happening, and then you're like, well, why isn't it happening? Well, because you weren't doing anything, dumbass. And I know I just said dumbass, but he's taking responsibility but also giving grace, which is hard, because like if I'm holding myself accountable, I'm like, damn. Like when I on my TikTok and on Instagram, I have this thing, and I don't know if it's necessarily a series because I never really announced it as a series, but I said that this was what I was doing. I do this thing called 3 small wins, and there's actually like a reason behind why it's 3 and everything else, and that most of that has to do with like timing, because I'm like, this is how much time I need to put into this, the speed which what I'm talking, don't ramble, do this, be done. Try to get this 15 seconds or less. Try to get this 20 seconds or less. Because I'm looking at the metrics of people watching and how much they're watching. And a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm watching, but like the average time that they're watching is 7 seconds. So I'm like, yo, I can't sit here and ramble for 2 minutes. I need to hit it and quit it, be done, right? I need to get your attention quickly and be finished. So deciding that, and then when I will put up longer videos on TikTok, I'm like, dang, this is too long for TikTok. People aren't going to sit here and watch this whole thing. And some people are, and some people are like, oh, I'm going to watch, but after like 30 seconds, they're like, oh, dang, she's still talking. Let me click to something else. And not because what I'm saying isn't important, because it is important, but that is just not the platform for those things. You see how much I'm learning? And I didn't know any, and like, this may be like, oh my gosh, obviously, I didn't know any of this stuff before. I didn't know any of this stuff before. I wasn't doing any of this stuff before. Now I'm like sitting here looking at everything, and damn, these people put in a lot of work. I give it up for like content creators and everything else, because that's a lot of like, I'm still figuring stuff out. I'm not even sick. Why am I sniffling? Oh, it's yes, because of the weather changes. It keeps going from hot to cold. But that also tells me that I have to work on being not someone else, because I know some people are like, oh, you have to create an alter ego of yourself, and that all works. Like, you know, Beyonce is Sasha Fierce and all this other stuff, and that's great. Or be, you know, someone else. I understand that in the sense, I do, like, I don't want to be someone else. I just want to be a better version of myself that actually can hold the weight of the heaviness that is my dreams. Because the more and more I think about like just understanding this and sitting it in front of me, the more and more I think about everything that I want to do and how much work I'm putting in now, I'm realizing I would have crashed and burned so bad. I would have lost it. Like damn. That's really just not a nice realization. Like shit, man. But you know what, it's okay. Because I like the fact that I'm in the mindset right now that I'm understanding that, and I'm not taking it as like a way to beat up on myself. Right? I'm just kind of taking it as cool. This is gonna be hard and arduous. I hope I'm using that word correctly. If not, then please don't say shit. Um, but I have come to the point over the last like 2-ish years or so of working on a lot of things and changing my mindset, and that was a hard process. So to be in this place now versus like I probably couldn't even handle the things that I'm saying right now 2 years ago. It wasn't even possible. In fact, the timing of me seeing that video again, like last month, I'm like, oh damn, this is perfect. This is the time that I was actually like able to handle that conversation. And not even like a conversation, but literally just like, this is the time that I'm able to actually see this and not be so offended and upset and walk away, you know, because that's usually what happens when you can't handle the weight of seeing yourself and all of your bullshit or all of your excuses. And I'm just gonna be real, like I have my issues. I have lots of things. Um but and those things are all very real and important. And also all real, like I'm not even saying excuses, but those are all like real, like present things that I have to, okay, I'm gonna do this, then I have to figure out a way to hack myself, basically. How do I make this work? So I started looking up different types of studying styles and different types of music that works with my brain, because quite frankly, I have the attention span of a squirrel sometimes. I lose myself in conversations. I'm like I like you got me for like a good 10 seconds and then my mind is gone. So I'm like, all right, how do I do this? Because like the more I realize, like growing older, the more I realized like why I had so many issues in school, and it wasn't just because I was lazy. It was because of a number of things that I didn't even realize were things for me until recently. The beauty of the timing of it all, yeah. Um, but I'm okay with that, you know? I just basically just need to continue to take a hard look at myself and continue the work of just doing more, changing, learning, growing, and actually understanding things. Because like one of the reasons that I cut my hair, I actually really love my haircut. It would be better if I actually colored it correctly, but all I did learn was that I don't have a future as a hairstylist. And I'm okay with that. I'm gonna try again to dye it, but just not right now. But one of the reasons is because I never actually really learned how to take care of my hair. Like I have had beautiful styles. I have, you know, done a lot of stuff, but like the actual science behind my hair, and what makes it grow and what doesn't make it grow and what makes it healthy, I didn't feel like doing that work. And even though I had like a head full of hair, there were certain places that were giving me problems that I just couldn't figure out why it wasn't growing. And even then, my hair had gotten to a certain point and just hadn't grown for like years. And a lot of that probably had to do with the way that I was styling my hair, or, you know, putting on braids or wigs or whatever else. And, but that's one thing, right? Like You should probably learn what works for your hair. Even if I do keep it like this, I can still go through the process of trying to figure it out. But yeah, so this wasn't like just this thing where I'm just sitting here hating myself, but it just continues to raise the question of, have you had enough? Yes, I have. Are you tired? Yes, I'm tired. What do you want for every single dream that I've always had to come true? What are you gonna do to get there? Everything, apparently. Everything. And what's the problem? Me currently, or my unwillingness to face myself at that time. But I'm willing to face more of myself now because I've had to face so much of myself and deal with parts of myself and accept parts of myself. So like, I'm already in this space where, you know what, that's probably why, because I actually like myself now. Years ago, that was not even a thing. Like, I really wanted to like myself, but I couldn't find anything to like. But now that I'm actually in a space of liking myself or loving myself and accepting myself, this is probably why I'm able to handle conversations like this now than I would have years ago. Because now that I'm looking at myself as someone that I love instead of someone that I hate, I can handle more conversations involving me. And instead of when I see things that I don't like, or that I'm realizing things about myself that I don't like, instead of me just trying to shame myself, I'm like, okay, how can I do this but also still love myself? How can I do this and still accept myself? How do I handle this and not be mean to me? Because I've had people that were mean to me, and well, I'm not gonna go into that, but it's interesting. It's very interesting how loving yourself and actually being someone, like, I'm proud of myself for finally being someone that would have protected me when I was younger. And I'm also proud of being someone or growing into someone that would protect me now. And if I am the person that loves me, and if I'm the person that protects me, then I'm not going to go out of my way to hate myself or attack myself for parts that I'm not in love with. I feel like I'm about to cry. Because that's not very loving, and it's not very kind, and it's not very protecting. But I can love myself into working through these things. And even if it is still a thing, I can still love myself and accept myself. And that's nice. So maybe that was the key. That's what's different. So if you also have those issues, if you are vibing with what I'm vibing, I'm gonna be here posting videos. Hopefully I won't talk for half an hour. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video, honestly, because this was like a test run of something that I may or may not post, or may edit, or may learn from and then redo. I'm not really sure, because yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do the things that I need to do to figure it out, continue to put myself out there, continue to see what works and what doesn't, and do it bravely, and love myself through all of it, even if people don't like me, because quite frankly, it just doesn't matter as long as I love me. But if you do feel like this, like if you can be like, you know what, I'm not where I want to be either, then I encourage you to also go on this journey of responsibility and acceptance and love, and putting in the work, even if that means finding ways to like hack yourself, because I promise as you do more, your brain will change. And one thing I do, and I said this before, was talking about my 3 small wins. Every single day, consistently, one of my small wins is that I make my bed. And it's gotten to the point where now my bed is always made. Even if I don't want to do it, I'm like, oh, I'm up, let's make my bed. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'll fight myself because I want to stay in bed and I want to stay and sleep. And sometimes I do, but I'm still going to make it. It's still going to be done one way or another. It's still going to be made. And that actually has built confidence for myself. That I'm going to at least do one thing. Like, I can trust myself to do at least this. And if I trust myself to do it like at least this, then that means that I can trust myself to do other things daily as well, like affirmations or working out or taking the time to do work or anything else. It's all possible. So yeah, thanks for watching this video if you actually made through the entirety of it, or even if I'm gonna post it, because I still don't know if I am. And good luck with everything. Bye.